What if 3 simple, everyday habits, things you've been doing without a second thought for decades, were quietly sabotaging your health after 60? Imagine discovering that something you thought was harmless, maybe even healthy, is slowly affecting your testosterone, your heart, your sleep, and no one warned you? Well, according to new research, that might be exactly what's happening with how older men approach masturbation. Could this be one of the hidden reasons why your energy's lower, your recovery's slower, or why your sleep isn't as deep as it used to be? Stick around, because a doctor has finally broken the silence on 3 hidden masturbation habits that are quietly damaging men's health over 60. And what you'll hear may completely change how you think about this private part of your life. Before we dive in, do me a quick favor, drop a comment with the city you're watching from. It helps us understand who we're reaching and keeps this conversation alive and growing. Let's begin by confronting a myth that many men over 60 still believe, that sexual habits don't really affect overall health, that it's a separate world. But that's simply not true. Everything in your body is connected, especially after you cross the threshold into your 60s, when hormonal balance, cardiovascular health, and sleep quality become more fragile. And here's the twist. While moderate, healthy sexual activity has shown numerous benefits, it turns out that the way you masturbate, how often, and even when you do it, can create ripple effects throughout your entire system. Here's something you might never have thought about. Did you know that your nervous system doesn't just control your responses to danger and excitement? It's also deeply tied to how you recover from stress, regulate hormones, and even fall asleep. And masturbation activates this system in a very specific way. If done too frequently, or always under rushed, intense conditions, you may be sending your brain a constant message of emergency, creating chronic stress responses without even realizing it. Think about it. Have you ever felt more wired than relaxed afterward? That's not just in your head. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. Testosterone, the hormone responsible for your vitality, muscle maintenance, and motivation, doesn't just drop with age. It can also be subtly suppressed by behavior. One of the least talked about ways this happens: chronic dopamine exhaustion. When sexual release is pursued frequently and without real emotional connection, the brain begins to downregulate its dopamine sensitivity. This can lead to less satisfaction over time, lower drive, and yes, even lower testosterone. It's not about being celibate. It's about quality and timing. Curious yet? If you've been feeling more like a burden than a husband, you're not alone, and there might be a way back. A Brazilian herbalist revealed a sequence of bitter plant infusions used by Amazonian tribes to stop nighttime urination and revive male energy. The full step-by-step is in the video linked in the comments section. See it before it disappears. Let's build on that. Have you noticed changes in your sleep quality lately? Waking up more often? Feeling less refreshed? There's a hidden reason you probably haven't heard from your doctor. Late-night stimulation and ejaculation can disrupt your circadian rhythm. That's the internal clock that tells your body when to sleep, recover, and heal. When that rhythm gets thrown off, your deep sleep phases, those crucial hours when your body repairs itself, get cut short. What's worse, repeated disruption to your sleep can trigger a cascade of health problems, from insulin resistance to memory loss. This isn't about shame, it's about science, and the solution may be far simpler than you think. Another overlooked danger: pelvic tension. When older men habitually clench during masturbation, especially when rushing or using strong visual stimuli, it can increase pressure in the pelvic floor, contributing to long-term discomfort, lower back pain, and even issues with urination. Over time, this buildup of tension can affect not just your physical well-being, but your posture and mobility. Have you ever gotten up and felt stiffness you couldn't explain? This could be a piece of that puzzle. Surprised? You're not alone. Most doctors don't talk about this unless you bring it up. So what's the takeaway here? It's not about stopping. It's about becoming aware, being intentional, swapping rushed habits for mindful ones, understanding that frequency matters less than balance, that your nervous system, your hormones, your sleep, they all deserve respect, even in private moments. This isn't a lecture, it's a wake-up call. Because if your goal is to feel vibrant, clear-headed, and strong as you age, you can't afford to ignore the little things, the subtle behaviors, the routines that add up. The truth is, no one tells men these things. Not openly, not clearly. But now you know, and that gives you an edge. You don't have to make huge changes overnight. Just start by paying attention. Ask yourself, am I helping my body recover, or am I stealing energy without noticing? Am I chasing a quick hit, or choosing something that actually makes me feel better long term? These aren't just questions. They're the first step to taking over back control. And if you like this video, watch this one on the screen.